Hey there, tubers. I'm back. It's all hooked up. It only took me about half an hour in real time. Uh, what I mean by real time is I had one issue. The power to my amp. As you can see, my amp is mounted right there. The wire that was stripped on the stereo, I believe it was the power antenna, not the amp line. So I had one hiccup. The amp line turned out to be this blue with white line, not this solid blue. So I had originally hooked the amp to that, so I figured, okay, my amp's not working. But I jumped the amp basically from the positive to the remote, and the amp came on. So I figured it out. Currently, I am running it off this battery right here. This is not the permanent battery. And I have a CD playing. CD came with the stereo. The auxiliary works on it. Mr. Bombastic. Nope, no it's not. So this CD the guy gave me, I guess. I don't know if I'll tell him if it's in there or not, but let me do one thing here. I'm going to crank it up. I'll go outside the shop. I got the remote right here. She dropping low, maybe wanna throw some knees on it. Hey. Whatever it is, you can't stop it. 'Cause she get low. Don't want to go too much. I don't know what these speakers will handle. They're getting 75 watts each currently, so I have them on a split. So if I ever get a sub, I could hook the sub straight in and straight off the amp, get a straight 150 watts to the sub. So my boost is turned up a bit. Probably gonna end up turning the boost up a bit more. I got the boost hookups all on this side right here. As you can see, little lights on. So there's a connection on the side of the amp. I'm not sure what it goes to. I think it goes to meters or something like that. I gotta read it up in the book. These wires here are my power feeds. I doubled them up. They're just low gauge wire. There's actually speaker wire. Again, this blue one is my remote. These are my speakers. This line here can go back here. Gotta get some slack on it. And I'll have to reroute that one wire right there to get some slack on it, or let's leave it hanging. And this black one is my ground. I'm using a common ground for the amp and the head unit. And then I use this switch right here to turn the system on and off. And I got a set of fuses here. There's going to be a secondary fuse on the amp. There is a fuse on the side of it. But I'm going to put a secondary fuse on the amp. This is my memory fuse right here. This yellow wires are my memory. And this red one here with the blue is my main power feed. And on the end, since I'm using speaker wire here again, I attached a piece of red wire to the end so I know which is which, and I'm going to do the same on the amp line, just so I know that that's the amp, not the ground. And the ground I attached a piece of black wire. And my plans are, like I said before, I'm going to hook these batteries up in series so I can get so I can get 12 volts out of each of them. And then the amp's going to be actually I could wire them both up together. I can wire everything up together if I wanted to. Just so I can, whenever I go to charge it, when I hook the charger up, I got my old charger on there right now, my old C-Tech. Yeah, C-Tech. On that battery down there. That battery is quite old. It's actually a remanufactured battery. I used it on my old white tractor when I had it. And white's been gone for 2.5 years now, and I had that battery for a full winter before then. So that battery, it's a Mastercraft battery. If you recognize that, that battery has to be 4 years old as a redone battery, and the actual battery itself must be at least 8. I'm saying. I'm not sure, but it works pretty good. The side posts are no good on it. They're both worn out, typical side post. So that's pretty much it for that. It's charging up right now. It hasn't been charged in a while, but it's still pretty good battery. I don't know if it will necessarily start anything, but it works pretty good for this. I don't think it has enough amps anymore to start up anything. I haven't really tried it, so it might not. It still has good fluid level in it. It doesn't leak. It's never leaked. It was out here all last winter with the old stereo system with the Sony, not the Sony I took out, not that Sony. It's still in there. With the other Sony, that's not hooked up, but it's just sitting there. Also, I don't have the outside speakers hooked up yet, and I can actually put, with this setup, I can put the 2 more speakers in here if I want to, which I'm thinking about doing. On each side of the door, get a set of speakers and put over there, and then I got extra 4 wires down here for speakers. So it's possibilities. Possibilities are endless. As you can see, my workbench does need to be cleaned up considerably, but this works for now. The amp's working fine now. Left and right channels are working fine. If you see up there, that's actually an old computer speaker setup. Those are quite blown. That's why I needed to get a new amp. And it used that sub down there. Those are actually surprisingly the only 2 good speakers. A friend of mine's brothers literally blew them out. They blew them out real quick. So no respect for her stuff. So anyways, let's see if my phone is connecting to Bluetooth at all. As I'm seeing if the stereo has Bluetooth. Not sure if it does or not. It still says now it's trying to detect and searching for the device. And my wire just got loose. I leaned against my wire and it popped off. Not a big deal. Also, that battery could be getting low. Since I'm running everything off that battery, let's see what the battery's running at right now. Since everything's on, amp is running. See if I can do this one-handed or not. Show you the voltmeter. Put this into the ground. It still says 12 volts. It's not bad. Hopefully you saw that. It said 12.4, I believe. I quite frankly didn't see it much either. Let's do this again. No, it won't stay in. Some days I wish humans were born with 3 hands. It'd help. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. Next video I'm doing a quick update on the Onan. I've been having some issues with it, if you remember from previous videos. So I'll talk to you guys later. Keep it redneck, and thanks for watching. See you later.